BTDY Championship Night at Chicagoland Speedway, live on VSPEED. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper, alongside Alec Martinez. And it's all but wrapped up. We'll bring your points up here on the screen and display what might be a disappointment to some, but we pretty much have the conclusion to this season. Jeff Wright has done an outstanding job all season long. He's going to wrap this points battle up here tonight.
Yes, he is. Pretty much Jeff Wright has gotten the pole even to put a exclamation point on the season, as Jeff Wright has gotten the pole here tonight for the championship race, and is pretty much, and has, as soon as he takes the green flag, will lock up his first ever BTDY racing championship, and will be the defending champion going into the next year's season. And like I said, just needs to take the green flag, and this pretty much an all-out brawl. 19 cars set to take the stage here at Chicago. Let's get our starting lineup running through here as Jeff Wright starts on the pole. He set a 31.208 to his outside will be Yusuf Ghali. In row 2, you got David Shudhouse, Bailey Turner. Unfortunately, we'll have to wrap it up. That's a good battle. Yusuf Ghali, Bailey Turner for the second place points position. Chris Samard and Keith Mayato, two VSPEED teammates, will be rolling off 5th and 6th in row 3. Adam Cabot will be starting off in 7th. Eric Hunt in 8th. Ronnie Osmer 9th, and Noah Mikulski will round out the top 10.
11th spot belongs to Joshua Banks with Seth Hatchell in 12th position. 13th, Dennis Faircloth with Max Koss 14th position. 15th belongs to Casey Lacanas with Dallas Sullivan in 16th beside him. Alan Dice in 17th with Jordan Schepler in 18th. Rounding out your field here tonight of 19 cars will be Nick Starling. And we're setting to wrap around here for one pace lap. Lights are out on the pace car.
Yep.
Before we get this thing started, we don't have to ask who the pick is to win this championship, but who's your pick to win this race, Alec?
Ooh, I appreciate you giving me first priority. I don't know, man. It's hot. It's slick out. These guys are going to be slipping and sliding around. Probably the most they slip and slide around since Auto Club. No Ben Baffert, no AJ Stravato, but there is Seth Hatchell. He won last week at Darlington. I think he gets it done again starting from 12th. Why not go back-to-back to end out the year?
Well, I think, this is me personally,
But go on ahead.
I think that David Shudhouse is a little angry from last week, and he might get it done.
I like that. Hey, that's the top 2 from last week. I think it's going to be interesting here. I don't know if you can stream for me. That'd be kind of cool. But we're getting ready here as the pace car will pull off for 135 laps here at the Chicagoland Speedway. It's been a fun season. Thank you, Bradley, very much. As the pace car has pulled off, 135 laps of racing to go. Green flag is out, and the season finale is underway at Chicagoland.
To lead lap number 1, Yusuf Ghali takes away the lead from the 48 of Jeff Wright, who started on the pole. Jeff Wright going to fight back on the outside already, though, and what a run there to enter the corner. Oh, man.
You're going to see this all day, this track, this setup, this car. It's fitting every single racing line here at Chicagoland Speedway. We know Chicago wide it goes. You can see, look at David Shudhouse already utilizing that outside lane.
Adam Cabot for 3 wide.
To the outside wall, 3 wide, Adam Cabot.
Shudhouse on the outside. Cabot peaked it there on the exit of 4. Didn't quite get the run he wanted down the straightaway, but how about Bailey Turner putting it there in the middle, and now Shudhouse, he's going to get the pass for 3rd. And over the 24, he gets really tight, loses the front end.
He does, and Jeff Wright scooting away just a little bit, about a 3/10 of a second lead over the top 2, but side by side for 2nd on board with the Lowe's 48 machine. These cars fanning out from bottom all the way to top. And I'll tell you what, look at this. It looks like a restart. They're 2 wide, 3, 4 rows deep, and Shudhouse barely able to get the position on Ghali, but into turn 1, Ghali fights down to the inside. Shudhouse using the outside, and then it's the 2 teammates side by side for 4th.
Bailey Turner looked really hot there on the outside for a minute. He was following Shieldhouse. Yusuf Ghali had the lead for a brief moment there, but Jeff Wright takes it back and retains it. These guys still trying to sort it out for the top 5. Ghali way up the track on the exit of 4. That's probably going to allow Adam Cabot to get the run on his outside again.
Yeah.
Lots of good racing going on from 3rd, 4th, all the way back to 7th position. You've got Dennis Faircloth there.
So look at that Andy car. He's getting up there. He's sliding around here. This track hot and slick. And if we had the race conditions, but here, if I'll tell you right now, 122 track temp right now. This track is hot. And it's slick right now. You can see, look at Dennis Faircloth almost up on the outside wall pretty much. This track's going to fit his style of racing. We see at other racetracks, he's the first one to go test out the waters and kind of go and widen this groove out. Right now, everybody's kind of all over this racetrack, putting rubber down. Faircloth closing up. If he could just conserve his tires, he's already got great track position here. As Yusuf Ghali slides at the racetrack, Eric Hutton has to lift, and they almost make contact off of turn 2.
A little worried about this field of only having 19 cars here tonight. Now currently 18. One of the cars did not grid on the surface, and I was a little worried, a little skeptical that the racing might not be as intense, but look up here in the top 10. They haven't stopped since lap 1.
I never worry about the competition in the BTDY Racing Series. Is Keith Mayato in this battle with Mikulski and Osmer. Mayato got the wall off on lap 2, got the wall off of turn 4, and he's got a little bit of right side damage on that race car. So right now affecting maybe the aerodynamics and the handling of that 36 V-Speed Camaro is on board with the AutoZone Ford Mustang of Noah Mikulski right now. He's hooking down on that bottom lane. How about Ronnie Osper in that 55 car? He's using that inside lane, trying to get by the 36 as the top 4 have kind of calmed down. Dennis Faircloth worked his way up into 5th.
Back up here to Jeff Wright. The fire's starting to heat up. I see the 20. Heartbeat Hot Sauce Chevrolet right on the rear bumper of Jeff Wright for a moment there. Looks like the higher line's starting to prevail here at Chicagoland for these guys that are willing, have the guts to run it.
Yes, the question is how much is it going to affect their tires, their handling as this run goes on. Like you said, only 18 cars on the racetrack, probably going to, at least to my opinion, will probably lead to some long green flag runs, 40, 50 laps here. Most likely going to want to run these first 2 runs out on tires, especially, 135 lap race, probably a 3-stopper just because of tires and the way the wear is. So I'm interested to see what happens here. I'll tell you what, Dennis Faircloth, he's putting together a nice run so far inside the top 5. And I'll tell you what, Adam Cabot, that 17 car just ahead of Bailey Turner, starting to close the gap to Shieldhouse as well as Wright, opening that gap for the lead.
And it just occurred to me that my trading paints might not be working properly. Some of these guys might have switched back to their original paint scheme, so I'm going to try to get that up. Yeah, I'm going to try to get that updated.
Well, I think a lot of these guys forgot to switch over their schemes. I know Bailey said he forgot. I'm not sure about maybe Ronnie, but everybody else having their schemes set to where they are. But I'll tell you what, Seth Hatchell, Chris Samari haven't really moved up much. They're in 14th and 15th right now, just riding around here. They saving their tires. This is the most crucial run of the race because we know when these cars get fresh tires back on, that the track's going to be completely different with how much rubber this track takes in.
And we watched during practice, everyone was willing to go 3-4 wide to see what these cars were capable of. And that's basically what practice should be for, is finding the limits. They were not shy at all. Every single lap I saw in the mock trial, 3 wide, turn 1.
Yeah. Be interesting to see here as Wright starting to open up about a half a second lead over the 20 and the 17. Shieldhouse, Cabot still battling side by side. Cabot finally has to tuck in the line here for the 20 of David Shieldhouse. And then behind them, Eric Hutton, that Canes car. He's putting some pressure on Bailey Turner in the 24. Eric Hutton, this track, I was talking to him earlier. He said he likes the way the Senate feels, likes the way that car's been working. And right now it's showing as you got Eric Hutton closing in here inside the top 5, looking for 4th on Bailey Turner.
Right up on the back bumper as they enter 3 and 4. Tries to peek to the inside. Bailey's going to take that line away. It does loosen him up a little bit. You saw the 24 moved up the track, and once that air started to hit the front of Hutton's car, it got really loose.
Yeah, and you can see, and what you want to do, especially in these Xfinity cars, with how loose this setup is, if you can get to that left rear quarter panel, take the side force off, and pat pack some air on the spoiler, loosen up these race cars, and get that run off the corner. Make that guy have to get into the gas later than you have to get back on it. And that really helps set up a run, especially for the long front stretch and back stretch here. As Yusuf Ghali side by side with Dennis Faircloth, able to get by. Faircloth really starting to slip and slide around in that Geico number 80 as Osmer and then Joshua Banks in the 35. Hadn't talked about him. He's up into 11th here, battling here with Noah Mikulski and Ronnie Osmer, even Keith Mayada. And I'll tell you what, Osmer is all the way up on the wall, right rear, pretty much touching it.
I would say the right rear's all but gone, and the 55 hits the wall.
Right to the wall with Mikulski. Mikulski spins to the infield. He'll spin it around in the grass, taps the inside wall. No caution out here, and unfortunately might be the end of the race. And a good finish here for the 10, the 35, and the 55. And it's jumbled up the whole mid-pack, anywhere from Seth Hatchell on back to Alan Dice. And look at this, if we go where Hatchell is, and might want to get a replay and see what happened here. But right now, Gagler race cars 3 wide still. Osmer, Samard, Banks still running together. Oh, there's contact between Banks and Osmer. And now Cost has to go in line as well. Nick Starling in the Toyota Supra. That's a different look for him. He's also up in this mix. And all over the racetrack, you can see these guys 2, 3 wide. I don't know if we want to go take a look at a replay of what happened between the 55, the 10, and the 35.
Yeah, we're going to have to go back quite a ways, but here it is.
Looks like the 55 got up into the wall, and the 10 kind of just came up into the 35 there. Just 2 separate incidences. And imagine if the 10 or the 55 doesn't go up into the wall. I think Joshua Banks probably gets turned around down the backstretch if that doesn't happen. But so far, unfortunate break there for Max Cost, or excuse me, Noah Mikulski, Joshua Banks, and Ronnie Osmer. Unfortunately, they're going to need a caution. Oh, Nick Starling up into the outside wall off of turn 4.
A few cars back here with damage. Joshua Banks has some heavy right rear damage. The 55 of Osmer, the right side tore up on that. But who got the worst end of that? No, Mikulski falls all the way back to 18th, and he's 13 seconds back from Max Cost and 17th.
And Banks really struggling, a lot of damage on that race car. Started off the season so good. Won Daytona, won the season opener, had a great second race, put together some good runs. Looked like it was going to be a championship threat. And then unfortunately, just kind of fell off at this end of the year. Looked like he had the car to beat at Martinsville, got taken out. So I think he's looking forward to getting ready to regroup to next year. As you can see on your screen, Eric Hutton getting by the 24 of Bailey Turner, Yusuf Ghali closing up, and then this battle for the lead kind of heating up again. Jeff Wright has kind of fallen back to Shieldhouse and Adam Cabot here, but Cabot on the inside of David Shieldhouse here for second.
Side by side as they exit turn 4, and Shieldhouse has been able to hold that high line. It's like you said, though, these tires starting to wear out quickly, and Shieldhouse on that higher line probably wore him out a little bit faster than Cabot, who's been running that bottom since lap 1.
Yeah, and Cabot's able to hook that white line, get those left side tires in the paint, get some more rotation in the center of the corner, get back to the gas sooner. And right now, that outside lane, though, it carries so much momentum that it's able to kind of just hold up that guy on the inside line, kind of take all the side force away from the guy on the bottom, not being able to rotate the car. And you can see top lane pulls momentum, but right now, Cabot just a little bit better car. He's able to hang with Shieldhouse here, and Cabot could jump to the outside of the 20, might have a chance, but Shieldhouse running really high.
Yeah, we look on board here with the 17 of Cabot. He started back in 7th, has worked his way all the way up to 2nd position. That run just not there yet for the bottom line. As this progresses, though, Eric Hutton, he's catching up to these two. They might want to consider sorting it out here before long, because they're going to have some company. Yusuf Ghali now going to the inside of Hutton. They peek to the inside, and Bailey Turner now. All 3 of these cars nose to tail.
I don't think they're going to... I think Eric Hutton's gotten pace, but I don't think they're going to be worried about the 80 yet. I think they're going to be worried about the 54. That 54 car is starting to show some pace. Got by Turner, now looking to pressure Eric Hutton here for the 4th position, excuse me. And look at this. And looks like right now the battle for second is kind of calmed down here. Shieldhouse has cleared Cabot. Cabot going a little bit higher this time, but Yusuf Ghali starting to turn some really good lap times. He's the only other car in the 32s right now, other than the 48. You'll see this time live, we've been battling. But these guys getting closer and closer. That 54 is going to be a factor on the long run. We've seen him have long run speed on all these types of racetracks.
Now as they exit turn 2, it's side by side with Eric Hutton, Bailey Turner in behind that. Yusuf Ghali, who showed the speed there momentarily. It looks like it's kind of fallen off a little bit. Now in the 33s. David Shieldhouse with a 32.9. Everyone's pretty much locked in within a tenth of each other.
And if we look at their fastest lap times, the best lap time so far today was Jeff Wright, 31.41. And Jeff Wright's last lap time, a 31.06. Oh, we got trouble. Joshua Banks has spun down the backstretch. And that is our first caution on a intermediate racetrack in quite some time. Yeah, I think that was the caution. Joshua Banks around. Don't see anybody else that could have triggered the caution. That'll be interesting to see now. What this does for restart. So there's a lap after this, but off of turn 2, Joshua Banks going around.
Yeah, we still had our rewind set to 60 seconds, so we're going to have to go around here one time with him. But he was looking loose already here in 3 and 4. Yeah. He's going to go back around 1 and 2. Spoiler's broken.
Yeah, that race car is all damaged. The car's slipping and sliding around, and you can see it's on the apron there, and that's just, I think, plastic case just got loose, too much throttle, bent up race car, and around he goes into the infield. Yeah, harmless spin it looked like. I don't think he tapped the wall.
Little touch.
Gave him a little kiss, but could be good. And for the first time in a while, pit stops here, and we'll talk about how many tire sets. They got 5 tire sets, 4 on the race car, or 4 in the pits, and that's going to be for 135 laps of racing. So far, lap 25 with how much fall off, I think you're going to want to bring it in here.
Yeah, nobody going to chance it. The entire field comes down pit road. Jeff Wright leading them in. 18 cars deep. This bails out guys like Noah Mikowski, who lost a ton of time with that self-spin. Brings him back up into the picture. Noah Mikowski was in about the 10th position when that all went down. Everyone hits their pit stall. Jeff Wright's going to hit the first stall. A lot of hungry cars behind him.
Shieldhouse missed his.
Just a little touch there for Shieldhouse. He might lose a position over that. See if we can get a good camera angle here. This pit
Jeff
lane
Wright,
exit.
heck of a pit stop there. Now how about Adam Cabot getting a few spots. Seth Hatchell, a great stop for that 8 crew, and he'll jump up a few positions. And the rest of the cars in pit road getting damage fixed, about 6 of them. Interesting to see here. Smiato leaves his box, but Jeff Wright wins the race off of pit road. Then it goes Adam Cabot 2nd, Yusuf Ghali 3rd, David Shieldhouse 4th, Eric Hutton 5th, Bailey Turner 6th, Hatchell, Samard, Faircloth, Dice, and Sullivan will come out of the top 10 there. So interesting. Going to mix up the field a little bit, and we're going to have a restart. So what will this do? And it's definitely going to change up the strategy for the rest of the race.
Well, we didn't get to it at the start of this thing, so we're going to try it again. BTDY Championship night. We're going to take a quick commercial break, get you our sponsor videos out there, and we'll be back live on VSPEED right after this.
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader. Known as the Nurturing Reader at New Jersey street fairs, you can also check out our YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as our Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today.
BTDY Championship night getting ready to go back. Green flag back in the air here. And Jeff Wright leads him off into turn 1. Side by side, great restart here for the 48, but David Shieldhouse, who lost a couple positions on pit road, he gets to the outside of Yusuf Ghali, and a lot of fast cars behind him right now.
Yeah, he's already on the charge. This track has changed. It's taken 25 laps of Goodyear Racing rubber. How much will this affect the handling of these race cars? Is Golly slipping back through the field, restarting second. He starts falling back all the way out inside the top 5 into 6th. Faircloth taking all the way down to the apron there. And side by side between Hutton and I believe that's Chris Samard as well in the 77. He's poked up here. Seth Hatchell, the 2-time champion, the 2-time winner of the season, up inside the top 5. But I'll tell you what, it is a gaggle of race cars, what you're seeing on your screen right now.
Side by side from about 5th position back. Listen, Golly down inside of Eric Hutton. Dennis Faircloth as they come out of turn 4. They still haven't got it sorted out. It's went single file from 7th position up now. Max Koss, look at him driving through the field.
Yeah, having some good spots there in that 63 car, that Ford Mustang moving through the field. How about Jordan Shepler in the 12 car? The 13 car, he's up in the 12. Trying to get by Yusuf Ghali and Dennis Faircloth. Even, Kid Mayato has fallen outside the top 10 as well.
Mayato all the way back to 14th. This could just be a product of he felt like he didn't save his tires enough that last run. He might be backing it up, but there's a lot more traffic in front of him. I don't see these guys up front driving any different than they did at the start of this thing. No. Bailey Turner, Shieldhouse, Cabot, all driving the doors off this thing.
Jeff Wright in that 48 car with the lead. Top 4 have kind of separated themselves away from 5th place. Hatchell and I'll tell you what, Adam Cabot, nice run into turn number 3. He'll go down to the inside, try to get some clean air to the nose, but unfortunately the 48 takes that air away. He'll have the clean air off of turn 4, but David Shieldhouse peeking up about a lane above, getting some clean air to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Chevrolet, moving himself up to the outside. How about Dallas Sullivan? Oh, I think he got into the wall there off of turn 4. And unfortunately, a lot of right side damage on the 46 car of Dallas Sullivan, side by side with Alan Dice in the 5.
Got to go back and find that. Yeah, the right front on Dallas Sullivan's car is crinkled in. We go aboard with him now. Apologize, my dog came over here trying to get some food.
You're good. And hey, that's the thing about broadcasting on from our houses. You got all the different little distractions here, but I'll tell you what, this ain't distracting right here. 4 rows deep of cars here. Dice, Hutton, Sullivan, Cost, Shepler, and Starling. Even Mayato kind of peeking out in the back of this battle here, but still side by side. This is for the 8th, 9th, 10th position. Heck, even 7th as well. Dice here. Guys, trying to get it sorted out here. 6 laps, 7 laps into the run here. How much do you want to push these tires early, especially if we go into a long green flag run? Is Sullivan all the way up on the outside?
Sullivan still trying to run that outside. He flipped the wall there just a moment ago. Still brave enough to go up there and take away the position from the 88 with all that damage. He's still moving through the field into the 8th spot now.
Yeah, doing a good job so far, these guys side by side. Oh, almost slow contact between the 88 and the 13. Shepler, Hutton almost getting together. Now Starling goes to the outside of Hutton here in the 7. How about that? Starling in the Toyota Supra this week. He's always been in the Chevy. This week in the Supra, having himself a solid race here up into the 10th position. Max Kost also having a good race in the 63. He's up into 11th, battling Eric Hutton.
Just crazy to see Hutton falling back like this. I'm not sure if maybe he got damaged somewhere or the 88 was up there in the top 5 a moment ago. He's falling all the way back to the 11th position.
Yeah, I think he might be trying to save some tires for the long run. Yusuf Ghali, I think he's on the safe train right now with Noah Mikulski. Oh, Joshua Banks to the outside wall, and I think even Dennis Faircloth and Keith Mayato are on the safe train, trying to get ready for this long run. I think they're expecting that they can maybe make it on 1 or 2 more pit stops to the end here.
Checking back in with your leaders. Picture hasn't really changed at all. Adam Cabot within 0.2 of a second. That's stayed pretty consistent since the green flags started back up here on lap 27. 35 laps into this race, and neither one of our picks are up front.
No, well, they're inside the top 5. They're doing a decent job here so far. Still a long way to go. What are these guys willing to do for? Remember, if we get a long run, I know we got a self spin there 25 laps in. I would have been curious to see once they got 40 laps in, how the tires, who would have been comers and goers, who they would have been. But I think we'll see it this next round. I know the track's completely different, so we'll see what happens here.
Seth Hatchell in 5th position. David Shieldhouse in 3rd. Fieldhouse had a little challenge there for the lead a moment ago in that first run. Cabot's been the one, I think, probably the second fastest car on the track so far.
He has been, and right now he's just kind of riding behind Jeff Wright. Is Jeff Wright pushing those tires? We know how good he's been. I don't know how much pace he's going to have at the end of this run. We know Jeff Wright, he's now the champion, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do. I think he's got the clean air. He's able to hold on here. And I think right now he's got the clean air. That's the best way that can preserve your tires. I know Adam Cabot behind him riding that dirty air. It does affect the right front, but if the right rear is wearing out a lot, maybe it's good to get a little more right front wear, kind of even out the tire wear.
All I know is that Jeff Wright is out here for a Tuesday night drive.
He is.
We say that it's locked up. Mathematically, it's impossible. Jeff Wright starting on the pole. He pretty much crossed the T, dotted the I with that pole position.
He has,
lap one. And I know Bailey Turner was hungry. He capitalized a little bit last week. He beat Jeff Wright by 2 points, but it just wasn't enough mathematically. He needed Jeff to have a terrible race to be able to win this championship. And congratulations to Jeff. I know we're calling it here. Bailey Turner did an outstanding job hanging with him all season long. You look at the average finish for both these drivers. Jeff Wright has an average finish of 5th position through the season. Bailey Turner's is 7th.
Just those 2 positions, man. That's crazy how much it matters here. That's just how competitive this league is, and it just shows how good these drivers are. They're just so good no matter what car, track combo they come in. And I know next year, get ready, buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. The NASCAR Next Gen is what's coming up next, as well as the Gen 4 cars. So anybody who's into the old Gen 4 cars, well, we're racing them next year, and it's going to be interesting to see. I know Saturday nights they're racing Gen 4s, and Jeff Wright's won the last 3 of them, so he might be looking to defend that title next year. But the Next Gen's going to play an interesting role.
I'm excited, and I'll be honest with you, Alec, I have not drove a single race in that Gen 4 car. I haven't been in it one time. So
have you driven in the Next Gen?
Yeah, you're talking about the ARCA Gen 4?
No, the Next Gen, the Gen 7 car.
Oh.
Current Cup car. Have you driven in it?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't want to talk about it.
I hope it was on a short track.
It was at Phoenix.
Oh, oof.
It was an experience all its own. It felt like a skateboard.
Yeah, that's why we're not racing the Next Gens on the short tracks next year. All on the 1.5 miles. These kinds of racetracks you'll see next year: Daytona, Talladega, Atlanta, and the 1.5 miles. Anything bigger than a 1.5 miles and a super speedway will be in the Next Gen. One road course will be in the Next Gen. One road course will be in the Gen 4. And all the short tracks will be in the Gen 4 cars. So it'll be interesting to see next year. I'm looking forward to it. But man, it's going to be a season of parity, that's for sure. If you remember last season, we had 11 different winners. This year I think we have 9 different winners. And next year I'd expect 9, if not double digits. And I can't believe I'm saying this. AJ Stravado went winless this season. And I expect him to have maybe a Martin Truex Jr. kind of bounce back from going from no wins to multiple wins next year. I think AJ is going to be somebody to watch out for. Jeff Wright's obviously going to be defending that title. I heard Adam Cabot, the defending champion of last season, he's going to be racing full-time next year. So that's going to be really interesting to see. David Shieldhouse, hope he's back full-time next year. Good to have him. It's just so competitive, man. It's just awesome. I can't wait, as Joshua Banks is unfortunately pulled it into the garage.
Yeah, Joshua Banks is going to get an DNF for tonight. All the damage on that 35. We talked about all the previous winners, Joshua Banks being one of those guys. You go across the board: Jeff Wright, David Shieldhouse, Adam Cabot, Bailey Turner, Seth Hatchell, all have wins. You know who was winless that made this top 4? Eric Hutton.
Eric Hutton, I know. Eric Hutton, a great race car driver, and I'm looking for him next year in those Gen 4 cars to thrive. I think I've seen him on Saturdays compete for wins. I think he's going to be somebody, a factor. You never know, for a championship. He was good in the Next Gen. I remember having some good runs in the Gen 7 car. Like I said, I can't wait to get on to next season. I know we got a long off week, or long off break, 3 months, but these guys are going to come back better than ever and more hungrier to win championships and win races. And heck, who knows who we're going to get over the off season if we get even more competitive drivers to compete for championships, new faces, and that's what's great about BTDY. It's such a great league, driving league, and I can't wait for the future with this league. It's going to be so fun. Hey, what, Seth Hatch?
I was going to say 46 laps into this thing. We're coming up on the halfway point. And as this field starts to spread out, Bailey Turner has pulled about a second ahead of Seth Hatchell in 5th position. And it's even further back to the end of the top 10.
It is, yeah, and I'll tell you what, Seth Hatchell is starting to close the gap barely. We'll see the next lap time here. He and Jeff Wright are the only ones really pretty much trading lap times. Everybody else kind of just even on lap times in the top 5. Hatchell seems to be the best car so far, right on that bottom. And I'll tell you what, Bailey Turner been working over David Schoenhaus in the 20 car. He's looking to get that 3rd position away. As I can tell you this, Adam Cabot kind of falling away. Jeff Wright starting to open that lead back up.
Yeah, these cars behind Cabot are starting to catch up to him. So it just goes to show what tires can do. If you're trying to hang with Jeff Wright right now in that clean air, you're most likely burning them up.
Yeah, and what has Yusuf Ghali done? Remember, we saw him go back and save tire. He's worked his way back up to 13th behind Max Cost, but right now he just hasn't done anything here. As his battle for 3rd continuing to heat up. Schoenhaus carrying that momentum, kind of holding up Bailey Turner right now, using that middle to outside groove. Turner on that bottom lane.
Gets to the inside now as they come off of turn 4, not able to keep the run going. And Schoenhaus has proved time and time again that exit on the high side just works. He's held off Cabot, now he's holding off Bailey Turner.
This is the closest Turner's been all race. If he can get a good moment, if he get a good enough run, you know what Dale Jr. said before, slide job. I think if you can get him a slide job in a turn 1 and 2, get by him. That might be the way to get by. As Yusuf Ghali working his way through the field up to 12th. Dishkin got by Max Cost, as camera here on Bailey Turner as well, but Ghali just got by Max Cost here for 12th, and now looking to get by the 36 and the 80 as his battle for 3rd. I think Bailey Turner was pulled even right with Schoenhaus. What will he do in a turn 1?
Side by side, My Auto for 10th position. Looks like My Auto's starting to come to life. And on the flip side, the 36 does have a little bit of right side damage that he incurred during the start of this race.
And here comes Ghali, taking 3 wide here, going in 3. I think My Auto thought better of it, backs out of it.
Yeah.
And now Ghali gets 1, and he'll get the 2 for 1 special through 3 and 4 as his battle for 3rd. They're still glued side by side between Schoenhaus and Turner. Oh!
Starling got really loose there off the exit of 4. I thought he was going to snap it free.
Good save out of the 7. I thought he was going into the wall there off of 4, but Turner just can't get by Schoenhaus. And don't look now, here comes Seth Hatchell in that 8 car, closing up to the battle. Jeff Wright in the lead, but here right now, David Schoenhaus and Bailey Turner still battling, but this battle for the lead starting to heat up. Here comes Adam Cabot in the 17 car, closing it up to the 48 car of Jeff Wright. He's cut it down from a half a second to 0.3 of a second. It looks like these lap times starting to fall off for the 48 and 17, starting to mount a charge here as we're on board with Jeff Wright. Cabot using that outside lane. And now Jeff Wright closing in as well behind them, side by side again. Now back to single file between Bailey Turner and David Schoenhaus. And here comes Seth Hatchell in the 8 car to close up on this battle as well.
Hatchell's been working on catching these boys for about 10 laps, and now he's at the bumper of Bailey Turner. He's running a lot lower line than both these guys in front of him. That might be benefiting his tires. You watched Cabot run the low line in that sequence before. He seemed a little bit faster than everybody else.
Bailey Turner all over David Schoenhaus, just trying to pressure him into a mistake. Great racing between the two, giving each other a lot of room. Remember it happened at Martinsville, had some contact, they got over it, and right now racing hard but clean here at the Chicagoland Speedway. What does Bailey Turner do? Sends it into the corner, tries to do the slide job. No, I don't think he'll be able to work it here right now. And here
he's going to have to send it in deeper than that.
It'll be interesting here. I think he's just got to throw it in there and just slide job the 20. I think that's his best chance. But don't look now. Here comes the 8 car of Seth Hatchell here. Turner's getting so loose on the bottom. Shieldhouse getting loose on the top. Hatchell able to keep that rear end underneath him here. He'll go to the inside, maybe try to push the 40-24. No, he'll go to the outside now, try to get by the 24. Does he try to shoot the middle, shoot the gap here? He'll go to the middle to get some clean air to the nose. Here comes the slide job from Bailey Turner into the corner. He gets it done, but here comes the crossover from Shieldhouse. Shieldhouse now on the inside. Rules reverse going into turn number 3. Shieldhouse in the heartbeat hot sauce 20. Will he try to do the slide job on Turner? No, he won't.
So just sitting back, he thought about 3 wide there for a second, but these guys haven't sorted it out. This might actually be holding up the 8, who seems to be having a little more speed in the later in the run.
He does. Turner trying to get by here into turn 1. What does Shieldhouse do? He'll drift up the racetrack. Oh, it gets loose. Now this should allow the 8 car, Seth Hatchell, to get to that right rear quarter panel of the 20 car, and it does. And here comes Seth Hatchell in the 8 around to the outside here, on board with him. He can get by.
Yeah, I think the 20 just racing and holding off Bailey Turner for that amount of laps. It just wore the right rear off of it. He's having a hard time keeping it stable in the bottom. He is going to stay with Hatchell, but I think it's just a matter of time before Hatchell gets by. Bailey Turner now starting to check out from these guys.
Yusuf Ghali was in pit road right now. Wow, it looks like Shieldhouse able to clear Hatchell, but Hatchell with the crossover here off of turn number 2. What will happen now? Hatchell pulls right even with the 20 of David Shieldhouse. Into turn 3 they'll go. What will Seth Hatchell do? Will he send it into the corner? He does, tries to clear. Not going to be able to do it. There goes Seth Hatchell right up the corner. Almost makes contact with the 20. They save it, and now the 20 fights back on the outside.
This is for the 4th position. Fieldhouse still in the top 5. He's fighting every step of the way here to try to maintain this. I know he wants to run his own line, but he might just have to let the 8 go.
I don't know, man. Shieldhouse is fighting for every position, and Seth Hatchell, he's got the pace, I think. He's just got to get by. He just can't. He's getting pinned on that bottom, can't really do anything here. And now Shieldhouse able to keep on as Jeff Wright right now starting to open that gap up to Adam Cabot.
Been maintained at about 2
pit stops too.
Yeah, I think they're setting up for that.
Yeah, Yusuf Ghali and Nick Starling, they just brought into pit road. I know the 35 laps on the tires here. What will this do for Yusuf Ghali? I think he might be trying to split it into thirds here.
So Ghali on and off of pit road in the 54 machine. 2 laps on this stint. Dennis Faircloth, another car that hit pit road during that. Both being scored as a lap down. Nick Starling hit pit road. So 3 guys have already hit it. Going to split this race into thirds. They're showing a lot of pace now.
Last again.
Last time by, Yusuf Ghali 31.7 compared to the leader, Jeff Wright, a 33.3.
A second and a half there, pretty much faster per lap. And when will these guys bring it in? Because I could see Yusuf Ghali kind of getting to the lead. I know the tires won't be as good, but you could get to the lead depending on how many more laps these guys run. Is now Hatchell to the inside of David Shieldhouse. What will he do? Will he try the slide job? Looks like he won't. He'll pin it down to that inside. Shieldhouse in that 3rd lane. Just loose, doesn't have the grip off the corner. Here comes Hatchell, pulls side by side. Pulls even with the now to his quarter panel. Can he keep it there going into turn 3?
Just barely. The spotter didn't say clear, so Shieldhouse keeps it up there. But now off the exit of 4, maybe almost some contact.
Really loose there. Hatchell did a great job keeping it clean there. Almost got into the corner. See what will happen here into turn number 1. Hatchell peeks out to the inside once more. Shieldhouse on that outside lane. He's just doing a great job being able to just hold him up there. And Hatchell hasn't had any answers from him. It looked like he got by, and then he just couldn't get by. Hatchell got crossed over by Shieldhouse and just wasn't able to hold that position. Shieldhouse has been able to hold Hatchell off for these last few laps, and I'll tell you what, man, Hatchell's trying everything he's got to get by the 20.
Yeah, the front 5 have pretty much spread out from the rest of the field. You go back to Eric Hutton, who is about a 2.5 seconds back from Seth Hatchell. Chris Simard moving up through the field a little bit. He's actually he had fallen back from his initial starting position after those pit stops. Now being scored in the 7th position. You can see the 54 on those fresh tires, what a difference it's making for him so far.
Going to be interesting to see as Hatchell back down to the inside of David Schildhusser, but yeah, you should call it. He set some really good lap times. Fresher tires, how will this cycle out for the next run? When are these guys bringing into pit road? I'm curious to see how many laps of fuel these guys got left, and will they do it as Hatchell finally clears as Jeff Wright is brought in pit road?
So there's your answer, Jeff Wright. He's going to make the rest of this field come into pits on lap 64.
They hand out another lap. Interesting to see as Bailey Turner bringing in. I think Schildhouse is going to bring it in as well. Oh, Turner high into the pits, but I think he makes it, so does Schildhouse as well.
Little lock up there for the 24. I believe that's Alan Dice back there behind them coming in.
As well, Dyke's having a good run inside the top 10 is I think Adam Cabot bringing it in pit road here. See what happens. Yeah, Cabot. No, Cabot's. Oh, no, he's coming in here on the brakes here. Oh, he's got to be careful. He sent it in there. Might gain some time. Might lose some time. Man, I don't know.
I don't know on that one. That one's going to be close because he
locked
locked him
there.
up about 50 feet past the cones.
Bringing it in. Seth Hatchell gets the lap led. Caution would probably not be good for Jeff Wright or Yusuf Ghali right now, as Ghali will get to the lead about a half a straightaway ahead of Jeff Wright, who was the leader. Let's see, is Hatchell, I believe, bringing it in. So is Chris Simard, who's up on the wall as Adam Cabot brought it to pit road and gets off the track. No, he did not get a speeding penalty, so he'll leave pit road as Yusuf Ghali will go on by. And I believe Jeff Wright will go on by as well, as they'll pull side by side into one, but Jeff Wright will beat him quite quickly but Cabot 2-lap fresher tires.
So Eric Hutton's still out there on the racetrack. He takes over the lead.
I think he'll be bringing it in this time, though.
He gets one lap led. Now coming down pit road, Dallas Sullivan will be the next guy behind him. 13 seconds back for the 46. And look at these fresh tires just mowing right by the 46 car.
Yep. Oh, Eric Hutton gets into pit road quite nicely. Now I think Dallas Sullivan, Ronnie Osmer, Jordan Schepler, still the only cars yet to pit here and should cycle the lead to Yusuf Ghali, but Jeff Wright closing up on him quickly. So we'll see as Adam Cabot has now followed 3.5 seconds behind Jeff Wright. And Nick Starling, good strategy call so far. He's kept it out as Sullivan gets a lap led on the board. Osmer about 0.6 of a second behind, and all these Starling close to the wall.
Yeah, Starling's doing all right. He just pitted about the same time Yusuf Ghali brought it down pit road. I think he's got like two lap difference on tires. So, but it's surprising to see that these guys short pitted that much. Are they going to make this one stop, or do they have to go another?
I think they're going to try two stop it here. I'm curious to see the guys staying out. They're going to have really fresh tires, but how much longer can they go is the question. I don't know if they'll be able to go too much longer here. Awesome, man. He is up on that wall.
Yeah, the 55 just tagged it there. That's not helping the right side of that machine.
Oh, so it's Dallas Sullivan. So I think you'll be able to see all these guys bringing it down to pit road here this time by. As Jeff Wright has caught Yusuf Ghali, so I don't even know if Ghali's going to get the lap led. And Wright 3.5 seconds ahead of Adam Cabot.
Oh, Sullivan's going to lock it up.
Saves it into pit road, but that's going to cost him a few times. That's going to cost them a lot of time and maybe a few positions on the racetrack, but did not bring out a caution. So Jordan Schepler actually gets the lead. He'll keep it, and Yusuf Ghali battling Jeff Wright, but Wright's going to blow right on by the 54 and it won't even be a contest. So Wright will assume the race lead after this is over, and once Schepler in the 13 brings it down to pit road. But Jeff Wright gets back to second place. Cabot trying to run him down. Yusuf Ghali now to second as Turner and Schildhouse have gotten by Starling. Dennis Faircloth on the racetrack. He's got older tires as well. He's up into 8th, going to get passed by Seth Hatchell in the 8 car here for 7th. For 8th as he always taps the outside wall. But Faircloth's keeping it clean tonight, so he's doing a good job.
48 and Jeff Wright goes by Jordan Schepler now.
Schepler keeping it out here long. I think he's going to be pitting this time by, but kept it out quite long.
Some of these guys, I don't know. I think that everyone's on a one stop. I'd have to say that even if you split this a little earlier.
Yeah, I think you can make it a whoa.
Shepard's really hot
yeah, I
coming
don't know
into
if he's
pit
going
road.
to make that one at all.
Yeah, he definitely got a
Okay,
speed.
yeah, I don't think he's going to make it on that one, unfortunately. But that was a valiant effort. I'll give it that. But Jeff Wright now in a commanding lead over Yusuf Ghali, 2 seconds over the 54, and will soon to be passed by Adam Cabot in the 17 as well. Interesting to see Roddy Osper, first car lap down. Dallas Sullivan, unfortunately lost a lot of time on the racetrack. He's second car lap down, but field is so spread out. I don't know if we're going to get a caution. Oh, Nick Starling, as I say that, pounds the outside wall. I want to get a replay of that, but an absolute smack on the outside wall, and a lot of damage to the 7 car now is off of turn 4 here. I think he was trying to let Seth Hatchell go by, and I mean, he just smoked it off of turn 4.
He was running up next to the wall, but right here in this safer barrier transitions, that right there is just deceitful in that corner.
That will definitely do it there, and unfortunate there for Nick Starling. That car is really starting to slip slide around even more with the damage on that race car, but we'll see what happens here. As I'll tell you what, Adam Cabot's cut it down about a second as he's gotten by Yusuf Ghali, but now 2.4 seconds. He's got 2 lap pressure tires. I'm not sure how much more that's going to mean, but maybe on this long run he'll have a chance here. So far right now,
riding on board with Cabot, he was running a little bit different line than Jeff, and he started that at the beginning of the first run. It seemed to help the 17 in the long run. I think that his tires, even when they start to level off, will be a little bit faster than Jeff Wright's.
Yeah, he was a little bit faster on the long run later in the races. Bailey Turner getting by David Shieldhouse for third to the 24 up into third place. Just got by the 20 off of turn number 2. And Yusuf Ghali really starting to fall off here.
I think Bailey Turner, Seth Hatchell, they're going to have a little bit different run this time around. Shieldhouse giving up that position a little bit easier. I think they learned something from the last time they raced side by side for 20-plus laps. It just wasn't going to save the tires. They let Cabot and Jeff Wright get really far ahead of them after these pit stops as well, so they can't afford to race side by side for very long.
Yes, they definitely did let him go a little bit longer here, so I'm curious to see what's going to happen here is over this run. I'll tell you what, man, Adam Cabot is starting to reel in Jeff Wright just a little bit more.
This time by 32.3 for Adam Cabot. He's 0.2 faster than Jeff Wright that time around. Jeff could be saving the tires now. We know that he's good at that. Kind of baits you in and then finds that third or that 5th gear that nobody else has.
It's gonna be interesting to see here as Cabot's reeling them in slowly but surely. Jeff Wright at 32.5, Adam Cabot at 32.3. Slowly but surely reeling them in, and right now Jeff Wright's got to deal with some lap traffic with the 55 of Osborne trying to get his lap back.
In fact, Jeff Wright is, of the top 5, the slowest car out there right now.
I could see where he's saving too, maybe trying to get ready for that charge that Adam Cabot might be able to make at the end of this run. But I'll tell you what though, Ronnie Osper, he's trying to get this lap back from Jeff Wright, and I think that's might throw Jeff off a little bit. In the sense of like trying to get a rhythm in because he knows he's got the 55 breathing down his neck trying to get his lap back.
And the 55 of Osmer has about 7 lap newer tires than the 48. I'm surprised he hasn't been able to get by him a little bit sooner than this. That damage might be hindering him down the straightaways.
I think that damage is definitely hurting him down the straightaways here. And if Jeff is pushing to stay ahead of this is really going to help Adam Cabot. If Cabot isn't pushing his tires too hard because right now he's made up another second on Jeff right there. Still continues to be faster, but how much is he pushing his tires?
We'll have to find out. He's going to get to the back of Osmer here in a couple laps. 55 not able to get around Jeff Wright. Bailey Turner also starting to gain on the 48. David Shieldhouse following. He's lost a little bit of time to Bailey Turner. He's about a 10th slower that time by. Seth Hatchell, 32.4. He's faster than every car in the top 5 right now.
Yeah, he's got the freshest tires of everybody inside the top 5. A 32.4, 0.3 of a second faster than Jeff Wright that last lap. As now Osmer is passing Jeff Wright, and I think Wright's going to do the smart thing and just let him go here, which should allow a little bit of time for Adam Cabot to gain. Cabot gained about 3 seconds here. We'll take the lap times here make sure that's true, but Cabot now cutting him back to a second. Jeff Wright 32.8, Cabot 32.6, and Osmer, man, he's really going to hold up Jeff Wright here, giving him dirty air and kind of holding him up on into the corners. He doesn't have the straightaway speed that Wright has, but then he'll pull away in the corners because of the tire advantage.
Yeah, Jeff's probably going to back up a little bit more to save those tires. He gives him a little more of a gap. Osmer gets his lap back the old-fashioned way in the 15th position for the 55. So Dallas Sullivan, Jordan Scheffler, both a lap down. Remember, Sullivan locked it up down on pit road on the entrance. He's trying to get his back the old-fashioned way as well.
Yeah. He's got a battle ahead of him here. Schulthouse has not really let Bailey Turner go, and closing up soon. Seth Hatchell in the 9. He's coming up as well.
On board here with the 20 Heartbeat Hot Sauce Chevrolet. Schulthouse started in the 3rd position. He's been battling with Bailey Turner the whole race, really.
He really has. They've been glued together pretty much, and Chris Samard has gotten by Yusuf Ghali, and now Eric Hutton following the tire tracks of the 77 goes on by the 54 here. Keith Mariotto, not the race he was hoping to have, as he's in 9th here and just struggling here. I know he's got right side damage, so that's definitely not helping the 36 car, but just struggling a little bit here for the 36s. Osmer is now pretty much gapped with the 48 of Jeff right here. Is Eric Hutton going up to 6th, got by Chris Samard here, so the 88 up into 6th. Freshest tires of anybody in the field right now. Eric Hutton, at least on the lead lap, or Ronnie Osmer does have the freshest tires right now, but he's probably not going to be much of a factor, unfortunately, as he's fallen back quite a ways. As Jeff Wright, 2 lap older tires than Adam Cabot. Has Cabot pushed his tires too hard, or is he in the prime position? I'll tell you, I see that 17 sliding around a lot. I think he's pushing him, that's for sure.
And Jeff's starting to find that 5th gear that we were talking about earlier. I think he was saving something for Cabot. Now they're running identical lap times, a little bit faster that time by 0.06 of a second for Cabot. But every time that happens, Jeff Wright is aware of it. He's saving a little bit. I think that if it does come to a side-by-side battle, that'll be the time that Jeff either finds that gear or brings it down pit road with the rest of these guys on the 2 stoppers.
Yes, it's going to be interesting to see. I think Yusuf Ghali's going to bring it in soon. When, I don't really know. He's got 29 laps on the Goodyears. He'll be bringing it in, I think, fairly soon. Honestly, I think he might try 3-stopping, but unfortunately, I think him trying to go back and save tires was the wrong move. It just didn't really help. I know he got through the mid part of the field, but I think giving it so much early up in the day, or up in the run, we're giving up so much time to Jeff Wright, who's leading the race. It kind of backfired on him. I'll tell you what.
He got loose. He got really loose exiting 2, and he's going to lose even more time. Mariotto's going to go by on the outside. So if you're Yusuf Ghali, I think you bring it down now, because lap 30 on this. And this car is ill handling. Look how hard he's struggling coming off of 4.
Yeah, those tires are really going away from him. I'll tell you what, Adam Cabot moving up the racetrack here, now running a higher line, getting out of.
Oh, we got a car off the track. That's Nick Starling.
Oh, well, let's bring a caution.
Does not.
It's going slow, but it does not. If we want to take a replay and see what happened.
We're going to back it up just a little bit more here. It's coming off a turn 2.
Oh, he got loose,
the outside wall.
That'll do it. Got loose, got the wall, slides around. Good save off the inside wall. But
that's going to lose him a ton of time. Starling going to lose a lap to the rest of the field here.
Nick Starling not too happy on the radio. But unfortunately, he's going to lose a lap and lose a lot of time, as well as Jeff Wright is about stabilized 8/9 of a second as Cabot. That tire advantage is helping, but he just can't get that extra little push to get to him. I think Wright saved his tires those last few laps, expecting that Cabot would run him down with the advantage. He just doesn't have much. I'll tell you what, Cabot's trying. He's using different lanes. He's searching around the racetrack to get some grip. Just don't know if it's going to be enough.
This time by 33-1. Having a 10th slower this time by.
Hatchell got by David Shieldhouse for 4th, and now setting his eyes on Bailey Turner for 3rd. Good pace out of the 8 car. It's unfortunately fallen off of Jeff Wright's lap times, but nonetheless got more lap time than about even with Bailey. He was faster than Shieldhouse, so I'm curious to see. He's got 2 lap fresher tires than Bailey Turner, and 3 lap fresher tires than Jeff Wright, so maybe he could be the fastest
bringing
car.
it down pit road.
Oh, interesting. Yusuf Ghali has brought it in as well, so this is going to be interesting to see. It's going to be a 45-lap run to the end.
Who's got the winning strategy on the pit road? 54, Yusuf Ghali hits the pits. I think Ghali has fallen back way too far to be in the picture for the top 5. He was racing for about 8th position when he brought it down pit road. It's going to be a tough comeback here. Even with the new tires, I don't foresee the 54 making up much time.
Yeah, it really is going to be hard to see what can happen here. I'm interested to see, as these guys, so far, it's going to be a long run. I don't know if they're going to be able to get that much of a, if it's going to matter that much. I mean, that's a long, long run. 45 laps. I think that's, Shepler went that far. It's going to be tough, I can tell you that.
All right, so checking back in with your leader, Jeff Wright. He is 1.1 seconds ahead, pulling away from Adam Cabot, about a 10th a lap now. Adam Cabot in the 2nd position has all but left the rest of the pack. 3 seconds back here almost to Bailey Turner. And then you have Seth Hatchell, who's putting down the fastest laps in this top 5 for quite a ways.
He is 33-1, about even with Jeff Wright. How about Eric Hutton, though? He's a little bit behind, but man, he's got some good lap times coming out of that 88 machine, that 88 Camaro, doing a good job. But it's going to be interesting to see here is next time by, it's going to be 40 laps to go.
Jeff Wright has led 84 of the 94 laps in this race. He's stretched out the lead another 10th here as they go by. Gonna stay out on the track. Yusuf Ghali coming down pit road.
No, Yusuf Ghali already brought it down pit road. Starling brought it down pit road as well. David Shieldhouse, to see how that strategy is going to play out here. Just came in, turned a 31.6 to Jeff Wright's 33.2. You know, I think David Shieldhouse struggled. We saw last week, looked like he had the race in the bag, and strategy is what bit him. So maybe trying to be in the part of the strategy part here and get some lap times here. But I think Bailey Turner bringing it into pit road will probably spark Jeff Wright and Adam Cabot. Actually, honestly, how much do they want to stay out? How many laps more do they want to stay out than Shieldhouse and Turner, as Turner bringing it down pit road?
Smoothly done there for the 24. He's going to get all 4 tires below that cone. Doesn't lock up the wheel. And smooth to his pit stall for the 24 Bailey Turner. And that right there just shows again how competitive this league is. You make one mistake during a green flag pit stop, and it can cost you the entire race.
It is crazy how competitive this league is. Oh, Adam Cabot, oh my goodness. Absolutely sent it into pit road. And most likely this will trigger Jeff Wright probably to pit road this time by. Reggie, we're taking on the box for Jeff Wright. So yeah, I'm going to assume that's going to trigger Jeff Wright in, or does Jeff Wright want to stay out another lap and try to get him here? And that lap extra bit might be just perfect.
I'm going to go back and look at the 17 here through the drone camera and watch this drift coming down to pit road. Touches that apron with the left front. He's already kind of sideways.
I think you hit the apron on that downshift. Oh yeah, Jeff Wright staying out another lap. I think he's going to go long this time. So maybe an extra, try the overcut is, Osmer up into the wall right next to Jeff Wright. Cabot just leaving out of pit road. This might throw Wright into pit road here. I think Wright might come into this time by. We'll see what he does.
Timing and scoring hasn't quite figured it out.
Well, he's going to stay out another lap.
21 seconds back to Seth Hatchell. The timing and scoring. Hatchell on his pit stall.
Interesting. Just see here with Cabot. He's just about to turn his first lap. No, sorry, he just set his lap, so he's going to turn his lap here this time by. If he can just get to the traffic well, I think he can gain a lot of time, but unfortunately, he's going to be right behind Dallas Sullivan. Sullivan up into the outside. Oh, we got trouble. Jordan Shepler. Shepler in the grass. The caution comes out. Jeff Wright. Oh, and it does. Jeff Wright is going to score on strategy. And how about Dennis Faircloth on the lead lap? There's only 2 cars on the lead lap. And Jeff Wright is going to hit the jackpot already. He's won the championship and might just hit the jackpot on race strategy here, other than David Schildhouse, who will get his lap back. And unfortunately, Jordan Shepler brings the caution out. See what happens here, and man, this just flipped this race. David Schildhouse.
He drifted. He was all the way through 1 and 2. He almost got it saved, but he went back loose again. And actually, caution didn't come out until he came back out on the track.
Back on the track. He had it saved, but I don't know if he like blew a tire or something there. Brought it out right here and come. Oh, that's what did.
Yeah, I don't think he got up. He was trying to get it back up on the track.
Dennis Faircloth's got to be feeling really good, but Jeff Wright laps everybody as he wasn't the best car all day. Pretty much traps everybody a lap down, and now has it pretty much locked in as everybody's got to take the wave around. How about Dennis Faircloth on 43 lap old tires? He's going to be restarting second.
Faircloth in the right strategy. He's going to have a little bit fresher tires than the rest of this field as well.
Schildhouse got the lucky dog as well. So Osmer is going to be able to take the wave. I think Cabot is going to take the wave. Bailey's going to take the wave. Koss, Mikowski, Dice, Starling. Those guys are probably going to take the wave as well. But yeah, Jeff Wright, I mean, if the race doesn't already hit his, I mean, unless Faircloth has something to say about it, I mean, it's... I mean, looking really good for Jeff Wright is what I must say.
As they sort the field here on lap 101, we're going to have about 30 laps or so to run this thing out. Jeff Wright, David Schildhouse, Dennis Faircloth. Dennis Faircloth's going to start probably in the second position. I think Schildhouse got the lucky dog. I think he'll have to let the 80 car by. And Schildhouse going to bring it down pit road.
He's going to restart second here. How about we pull up old Dennis Faircloth into the broadcast booth here?
Yeah, let's get a word with him.
Let's get Dennis Faircloth. Dennis Faircloth, Alec Martinez, Bradley Cooper in the VSPEED booth. How are we feeling?
Confused.
Well, buddy, I mean, the strategy works out. You're up into second. Everybody behind you is going to be on older tires. What, do you think you get a top 5 out of this now?
I don't know. I don't want to say nothing. I've been trying to not wreck the whole race. So I basically decided after that pit stop that I'm already slow, so might as well have an excuse to be slow, and that's by clutching it every lap.
Okay.
And yeah, so my right rear was still like under 60% there, but I don't know what I'm doing. So I don't know. Yeah, I had no idea I was even second when the caution came out. Yeah, so you know more than I do right now, I think. So
I mean, if you just keep care of that right front, man, you're going to be looking really good for at least a top 5.
I don't think the right front's been the issue the whole race.
Sorry, the top right rear. Sorry.
Okay.
I think if you keep care of that right rear, I mean, and no caution comes out. I mean,
if you got any tips to force the right front to wear, then that would. My brake bias is cranked as far front as it can.
You are. You're talking to the wrong guy. I hate to tell you. I mean, I would say. I couldn't tell you. I mean, I would say driving into the corner harder, but I'm not sure if the rear end, likes that. You know.
Oh, everybody's going by the pace. Oh, this is so confusing.
That's what I'm telling you. It's just wild, man.
Yeah,
hey,
everybody a lap down.
Yeah, well, we wish you the best of luck, brother. Have fun out there.
I'm going to need all the luck. I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to... I don't know, man.
Do your thing, Dennis.
Hey, good luck, buddy.
Thanks.
Dennis Faircloth look confused. Heck, we're even confused. And David Schildhouse starting... So, if I'm not mistaken... it's going to line up like this. Faircloth will be the only car on the outside on this restart.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be the longest line for everyone else.
If you're Ronnie Osmer, you want to caution. If you're Dallas Sullivan, you want to caution quick because they got 33 lap full tires. I'm not sure how much fuel they got left. Probably about 10, 15 laps left in the tank. They're going to need to caution quick. It could happen with how much this field's going to be jumbled up here, as the pace car.
Yeah, a lot of different tires out here, and they're all going to be single file. There's a good chance that the yellow comes out, but pace car pulls off. Jeff Wright going to lead him to the line here with Dennis Faircloth on his outside. Green flag in the air. We're back live and racing at Chicagoland in championship hopes. It's all doused. Jeff Wright has locked it up.
Just trying to put an exclamation point on a perfect season so far as Faircloth on the outside of Shieldhouse. Going to be rolling. Does he have anything to say? Does he have an upset brewing in the final race? 3 wide behind them.
4 wide.
4 wide. How about that in Chicagoland? Cost on the inside. Cabot through the middle. Dice. And then you got McCoskey. Turner. Turner's got to be careful going through here off of 4. Everybody makes it through on the restart here. 3 wide behind them. Oscar. And then you got Yusuf Ghali, Seth Hatchell, even Chris Samar back here battling together.
Yeah, Osmer falling like a rock with his 35-lap-old tires. Eric Hutton, he's moving up through. We've got Bailey Turner, Seth Hatchell, David Shieldhouse, 3 laps on his tires, so he's even with these leaders. They're going to pull away.
Yeah, they're pulling away. Jeff Wright starting to set sail. Does Faircloth have a charge mounted for the 48? What does David Shieldhouse have for Faircloth and the 48 of Jeff Wright? Is he trying to save tire here for this last run? It's going to be a 32-lap run.
Adam Cabot's starting to turn up some heat, though. He's catching up to the 20 of Shieldhouse, even with a 5-lap disadvantage on tires. I tell you, Bailey Turner, too, as well. These guys are pulling away from the rest of the field.
Eric Hutton's gotten by Turner here. Eric Hutton's gotten by Yusuf Ghali here back here, as well as Chris Samar. These guys all jumbled up in the middle of the pack, trying to use their way through. And if there's a caution coming out, it's going to be from this group battling so hard. Alan Dice and Noah Mikulski, they're racing for the lucky dog, hoping that caution comes out. But at this rate, the way they're racing, they might be the caution.
Side by side down the back straightaway for the lucky dog position, 13th spot. These guys got trapped 2 laps down because of all this strategy. Yeah.
Those guys still stuck a lap down, but now David Shieldhouse under pressure from Adam Cabot. Dennis Faircloth running in second. He's lost about a half a second to Jeff Wright. Wright has pulled quite a gap. Is David Shieldhouse trying to save tires? He gets loose off the corner. That allows Adam Cabot to close up.
Not sure if Shieldhouse is saving or if this track temperature dropping down has kind of affected his line. It was 122 to start this race, now at 115.
Thomas Baker in the challenge. Thank you everybody for tuning in all season, all year long here, and this final race here for the BTDY Racing Series. If you're not subscribed, we highly recommend subscribing, and then notification bell, hit it, because racing series from all across the iRacing platform will be broadcasted on VSPEED here and VSPEED 2 as well as different series are going to be broadcasted over the summer months. So we look forward to tuning in here, and then back for BTDY later in the season. But man, it has been a great year. Jeff Wright has gotten the championship, and now a 2.5 lead to try to capitalize on this final race of the season. Adam Cabot, Dennis Faircloth battling for second. How about Dennis Faircloth? Stayed out on strategy, got the caution, and right now trying to hold on for second with Adam Cabot.
He's going to hold on another lap. He maintains the gap in front of the 17. Cabot not able to get to his bumper. And man, I don't know, Shieldhouse falling back to 6th position. Something's got to be going on with this 20 car.
Yeah, more than the tires have been falling off there on the 20 car of David Shieldhouse there. But now Faircloth under pressure from the 17 of Cabot. Here he comes, Cabot to the inside. Faircloth trying to cover it, won't be able to.
Cabot's had such a good low line here. He's able to tag that apron and get that car to rotate. Shieldhouse going to pinch him down here. It's a good move by the Itty.
Good move there. And remember, Fairclough has fresher tires. He can hold them off better. Good move holding them down there. That's what you need to do.
Just doesn't want the 17 to get to his outside.
Yeah, he's doing a great job so far. And like I said, if you like what you're seeing, remember, subscribe, like this. Appreciate everybody tuning in through the season. The final laps of the BTDY Racing Series coming to an end here for the BTDY Racing Series. Unfortunately, a long off break, but remember, they'll be back in September, on September 12th for the Clash at Daytona and the next gen race cars, as well as the Gen 4 race cars making an appearance back as well. So looking forward to seeing what's happening here as Jeff Wright has pulled away from Dennis Fairclough, and Fairclough starting to gap out on the 17th Adam Cabin.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. Get you side by side and uninterrupted racing for the remainder of this event. BTDY Championship Night at Chicagoland Speedway. Jeff Wright is your leader, live on VSPEED. Back right after this.
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader, known as the nurturing reader at New Jersey street fairs. You can also check out her YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as her Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today.
Back here live, BTDY Championship Night. We're watching some interesting racing there in that commercial break. Take you down trackside and show you Dennis Fairclough and how loose they were getting there.
Yeah, he pushed deep and trying to hold off Adam Cabot right there. Just so loose on the bottom. Cabot did the slide job off the corner, was able to get him. Now Fairclough is falling back down to the fourth. He's lost one spot to Hatchell. Might lose another to Bailey Turner, but man, I'll tell you what, Dennis is just sliding around the racetrack right now. If we go live here, he's just under pressure now for Bailey Turner in the 24. I think right now, Fairclough can gain a top 5 out of this as Jeff Wright 2.5 seconds out in front, looking to get the championship and the win here. But no, nonetheless, Fairclough's going to get a top 10 out of this. But right now, he's trying to fight for that top 5.
Gonna fall back to the 5th position, and we watched the right rear burn off of that machine. He struggled to get that exit there on Cabot, and once he lost that position, that right rear is just all but given up. He slides up the track, almost hits the outside wall.
Woo!
But what a run he gets on Bailey Turner here to hold on for 4th.
Got those fresh tires enough that he's gonna be able to keep that run. He's just gotta, he can't overstep that rear end's balance. It's just so loose underneath throttle here. He's trying to fight off Bailey Turner. This is hard racing for Dennis Fairclough, but unfortunately Eric Hutton is running these two down.
Yeah, Hutton gonna join this battle here momentarily. He picks up another 10th on both these guys.
Oh man, Dennis is so loose on the top. I think Bailey's gonna get him here. Oh, Dennis trying to save it there. He's gonna lose that position to Turner. Now he's got to worry about Eric Hutton, who's going to close up as well as Jeff Wright. 2.6 seconds ahead of Adam Cabot at the 17, looking to close off this season with the win, his 5th win of the season. Hoping for no caution, but at this rate, I don't know. It's possible we might see another one as Shieldhouse has kind of fallen off and faded away. As his battle for the lucky dog. How about Max Cost in the 63 to the inside of Alan Dice here? That's going to be for the lucky dog.
63 car needs it. He needs the lucky dog. These guys still have that extra set of tires as well, so consider that if we do get a caution. Max Cost would definitely bring it down pit road.
I think everybody still got an extra set of tires, except the lap crews. I think have 2 extra sets, but they're going to need that caution to come out soon to be able to do anything with it. As Nick Starling, Yusuf Ghali, Ronnie Osper are all battling together as well. I think Osper had to make a pit stop for tires, and I think so did Dallas Sullivan as well. As Starling and Ghali going out of here. This is for 10th on the racetrack, and also, I don't know, it's all over the place here. It's Samard and, oh, Samard to the wall! Smart to the outside wall.
Faircloth was getting passed by Samard, I believe.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Faircloth wasn't able to keep it down there, and Samard got up to the outside wall. This time, Faircloth drifts up. Samard able to get the position and up into 6th. Faircloth down to 7th. He's going to have to tuck in line here. He's got 10 laps to nurse this car home. As the closest battle on the racetrack now is going to be Eric Hutton and Bailey Turner. That's going to be for 4th.
We've seen Bailey Turner and David Shieldhouse battle all race long, but we really didn't see Eric Hutton up here in the top 5 at all race. Picked a fine time to start putting on the heat. He's driving up to the back of Bailey Turner in the closing laps of this 200-mile race at Chicagoland.
They pin it on the same lap. Here comes Hutton to the outside. Turner hooking that bottom lane as the final 10 laps of the BTDY Racing Series season coming to an end here at Chicago. Eric Hutton on the back bumper of the DuPont Chevrolet of Bailey Turner just doesn't have the grip there to get underneath him. Turner holding on to the position, one of the hardest guys to pass in this series, and there's a reason why he's going to finish 2nd in points. As now Yusuf Ghali has spun down the backstretch. No caution's going to come out here. Jeff Wright praying that caution doesn't come out. Ghali gets it going again. Curious to see what happened for the 54 Van Supra.
I think a product of what everybody's been having. Loose into the corner as soon as you get on throttle.
Got that apron, got loose, and yeah, just went around for the 54, and around he went.
Hard
and yeah, a hard inside wall hit there. That car's definitely going to be hurting on performance now, as only 9 cars on the lead lap. I don't know what happened to David Shieldhouse. I think some damage or something just really fell off here. As these guys ahead of him, 3 Wiley and Mikulski through the middle. Keith Mayato, Alan Geist.
Mikulski's trying to get up there and get that lucky dog position that Max Cost has
what
right
happened
now.
in Atlanta a few weeks ago between Mikulski, Ben Baffert. Oh, Dice taps the wall there. And Seth Hatchell, these guys got together, and these guys able to keep it good. And let Dallin Dice thought about going back 3 wide, crossing over. Keith Mayato thinks better of it. David Shieldhouse now closing into this battle. Doesn't look like he'll be able to play too much of a spoiler. Side by side with Alan Dice. That's coming up here, 6 laps to go on the line, which Jeff Wright crosses it up to now, still stabilizing on a 2.5-second lead over Adam Cabot.
Thomas Baker says, let the caution gods intervene, and we're looking at it. They keep
These guys
flirting with
crossed
it.
over. They're asking for some cautions to come out, I'll tell you what. Let's see, to the outside now looking goes the 88. Can he get to position? It's going to be close here off of turn number 4 if he can get that run off the corner, using that momentum on the outside. He has the run. Is it going to be enough to get next to him right on the bumper of the 24? It doesn't look like it.
No speed there for the 88 on the exit of 4, but now the higher entry into 2. Maybe he gets the run down the back straightaway. Look at this.
He's got to get it. He
Both
just
get a
got
little
loose. He's got a nice run here down the back stretch. What does he do? Goes to the outside. Turner goes to take that line away. Give him some dirty air. Well, that's going to help here. 5 laps to go. You can see Hutton sliding around here. 5 to go here from Chicagoland. 4 laps to go. Hutton still on that back bumper. What can he be able to do here with Bailey Turner? He'll go to the outside again. Turner to the inside. If Hutton doesn't get loose off the corner, he can carry so much more momentum than the 24 here. I think he's going to have a good run here.
He gets the run. It's just not as much as he needs to get the nose in there in 3 and 4, and he can't take away that line from Bailey Turner.
Going to have a good run here down to the inside. Going to loosen up that 24. It's just not going to be enough.
4 laps to go as Jeff Wright crosses the line. 2.7 seconds ahead of Adam Cabot in that second position. Seth Hatchell, how about his run? Wins last week at Darlington. Now coming off of turn 2 in the 3rd position for a podium to wrap up this season. The closest battle on the track between the 24 and the 88. Yep. Back to Chris Simard in the 6th spot, starting to flirt up here with this battle. Dennis Faircloth able to hold on and even out at 7th position. Keep My Auto still racing hard here. There's going to be a caution that might be here.
Oh my goodness, it could be here. Jeff Wright hoping these guys keep it together for another half a lap as Wright half the way down the backstretch going into turn 3 through 1 and 2 and the beat-up machine of Yusuf Ghali. Oh, Mikulski slides at the racetrack here. Almost a little bit of contact. There is some contact in the middle of 1 and 2. These guys still battling here as Jeff Wright will come off of turn 4 and he'll take the white flag. This race is official. What I point out, it's been a great season for Jeff Wright. He locked at the championship going into this tonight. He won the pole and he's led about every lap, dominating performance halfway down the backstretch in the final half a lap of the BTDY Racing Series season. Into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. The Lowe's 48 machine goes back to where it needs to be and where it belongs. Jeff Wright comes off of turn 4. He'll not only win at Chicago, but he'll win a championship. Jeff Wright is the BTDY Racing Series champion.
A hard-fought season against Bailey Turner. He all but wrapped it up in this race, gets it done with an exclamation point. Jeff Wright wins at Chicagoland and BTDY champion. 2nd position's going to go to Adam Cabot. And 3rd spot, Seth Hatchell. But congratulations to your season champion, Jeff Wright. Bailey Turner there giving him a congratulations. A little door to love. Eric Hutton, a little bump there on the back. Chris Simard as well.
What a season from Jeff Wright. Great race. How about Max Cost? Oh, Max Cost got a top 10. How about that for the 63 car? Good way to end the season off for him. But Jeff Wright going to do one of them championship burnouts as he'll burn it out here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Much better than the Chicago Street Course, but it'll be interesting to see how that goes in real life. But Jeff Wright, man, what a season. 5 wins, leads 126 laps here tonight, and comes home a winner and a champion. We'll be right back to talk to your champion and your top 3 in this race with Seth Hatchell, Adam Cabot. Stick around for post-race interviews and the championship celebration from Jeff Wright.
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader, known as the Nurturing Reader at New Jersey Street Fairs. You can also check out our YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as our Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today.
BTDY Chicagoland Championship night has concluded. We've crowned ourselves a champion, but before we get to that on VSPEED, we have Alec Martinez running down pit road one final time this season, catching up to our third place finisher, Seth Hatchell.
Yeah, I'm down here. Seth Hatchell, you got a copy, brother?
Yes, sir.
Well, you're bringing home third after getting trapped a lap down. You lead one lap, and you started for 12th, brother. What more did you need maybe to get to the 48 or even to the 17?
I don't know if anybody had anything for the 48. He had another gear, it seemed like. I felt like I may have had a second place car. I didn't really get a chance to race Jeff and Adam there, but I felt like I definitely had at least a third place car. I could get to Bailey and David a couple of times, and then just so hard to pass. I just need to play the strategy a little bit different to try it. I don't know, maybe get ahead of them, play it like a 550 race back in the old days and just try and get ahead of them and, hold the top. But pretty happy with the speed nonetheless. Glad to finally have some speed here at the end of the year. But yeah, not too bad.
Well, again, you end the season here. I believe you're going to be about 7. You'll be 7th in points here tonight after this race. So I got to ask you, next season we'll be off at Daytona, but next season you go to the next gen and the Gen 4 car. How do you feel about next season and how that's going to be?
I feel pretty good. I've had good seasons in the next gen and running Saturday nights in the Gen 4, so getting some practice there. And sort of glad we got a long break here till next season. Try and put some work in and get a bit better result. I think this is the worst result I've had in a season so far in this league, which I guess is a good thing. 7th isn't bad, but got to put a little bit more work in, try to get back to the top.
For sure. Well, again, man, we wish you the best on this off break and look forward to seeing you Daytona. But before we ask you, does anybody want to give a shout out to for the this season?
Yeah, I want to thank you two for doing a great job of the broadcast this year. You guys do an awesome job. Got to thank Nick, all the admins for doing such a great job of this league. Got to thank all the sponsors for coming on board for this league, letting us do what we do. All the drivers putting on a great race, and my team VSPEED.
For sure, man. Well, we wish you the best of luck, man. Have yourself an awesome off week or off season, and then we'll see you next week or the next time out at Daytona, and hopefully for some VSPEED after dark.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
All right. Have a good one, Seth. Seth Hatchell, that's your two-time champion, two-time winner this year, and third-place finisher tonight. Let's go up to second-place finisher. That's Adam Cabot, the Magic Man, as they say. Adam Cabot, you got a copy, brother?
Alec Martinez, yes, I do, sir.
Well, buddy, you bring her home, second place. I think you'll get about 15th in points. I know it wasn't a full season for you, but overall, how do you think the season went? And what more did you maybe need to catch that 48 car tonight?
A little more talent, I guess. I mean, Jeff was just lights out quick tonight. We've had a lot of really, really good battles on tracks like this, 1.5 mile worn out racetracks, and this time he just got the better of me. I mean, that caution at the end obviously kind of ruined any chance that I had, and I was going to try to make it interesting with short pitting him and trying to kind of reverse the roles and try to hold him off. And I mean, doing that worked for me at Atlanta, so maybe it could have worked tonight, but he was just the faster car. I was experimenting every single lap, every single corner, that entire race. I was driving as hard as I could, just trying different lines, different things I could do with either the brake or no brake or, whatever. I mean, I was driving the crap out of that car. I'm pretty wore out. But yeah, I mean, that's the reason why he's champion. He's a hell of a driver. So, congrats to him on the championship and the race win.
Heck yeah. Well, again, brother, next year, I know this season you ran part-time. I've heard that you might be going full-time next year. Next gen and the Gen 4 car. How do you feel about next season?
Yeah, I believe I will race full time. That looks like it's going to be a fun schedule. I don't know who thought the Gen 4 or the Gen 4 Martinsville would be a great idea, but besides from that, beggars can't be choosers. We got two really good cars, a lot of good tracks. We got Dover. I mean, it's only once. Yeah, I think we should go to Dover maybe 4 or 5 times, but maybe that's just me. Maybe a controversial hot take there, but looking forward to next season. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be fun too, being able to race a bit harder too, because just with this car and this damage model, you kind of just have to leave a lot of extra room if you want to finish these races, because weird things tend to happen. So it'd be cool to be able to beat and bang a little bit, and introduce some side drafting with the next gen. Have a lot of horsepower with the Gen 4. I think that'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, looking forward to it. Maybe I can give Jeff a run for his money. I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, again, we wish you the best of luck here. And we wish you a great off season. Appreciate you putting on the shows that you did. Just before, but I'm looking forward to seeing you next year. I don't know if I just asked you. I kind of just lost my train of thought. Did I ask you to thank everybody?
You did not, but
oh well,
yeah,
please.
That's the perfect. That's the perfect lead-in. That's the perfect lead-in, because thanks to you guys at VSPEED for broadcasting the races. You guys do an awesome job. I like your energy up in the booth, Alec. Definitely adds some excitement to the broadcast. Of course, Nick Starling and everyone who makes the BTDY league happen. He's definitely a really good league admin, even keeled, and definitely knows how to run things here. Runs a tight ship. So thanks to everyone who makes this happen, and of course everyone who watches my races too. Gotta give a shout out to the Magic Man crew. But yeah, we'll be back next year, and I'm ready to bring the fight. Ready to go full time. We're gonna go for that championship.
All right. Well, I wish you the best off season, and we'll see you out in September for Daytona in the next season.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Alec.
All right. Well, have a good one, brother. Adam Cabot, that's going to be your second place finisher this year, and put together a good season. And next, Bradley standing with him, our champion for this season, Jeff Wright, your winner tonight, and your season champion, Bradley. Send it down to you, brother.
Down here in Victory Lane, but it's meeting a little bit different this week because Jeff Wright, officially season 7 champion here at BTDY. I know that it was a long season, 20 races, and you put together 5 wins, 14 top 5s, 18 top 10s, and 2 poles to get it done and finish out on top. Jeff, how does it feel to be the champion of this league?
Yeah, man, it feels pretty good. And, just super thankful for, the guys that put these events on, Nick Starling, being the league admin, the league commissioner, with these guys, taking the time, to put these events on so we can come out here and have fun. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. But to win the championship, I'm stoked because, the big car is a car I really enjoy. And I don't know if I'd be capable of doing it in any other car. So the fact that we got it done in this car, just it's awesome and super excited.
We noticed that this car was very hard to handle at Chicagoland tonight. What was the key for you to lead as many laps as you did and keep it up front for that vast majority?
Yeah, well, luckily we were able to get the pole position, so that helped a lot. Yusuf got a good start on me there, so he actually, I believe, led lap 1. And I just knew that, I had to get the clean air. When you're, at a track like this where, it can be line sensitive, we had a little bit of, different lanes working, but for the most part, it can be pretty, line sensitive and single line. So I knew I just had to get the lead back, and I pushed as hard as I could. I think the second lap to get around him and was able to get the lead. And then from that point on, it's just, trying to be consistent, try to hit your mark, try to take care of the tires. And then, there was times where Adam, David Shieldhouse, those guys were really fast too. They were getting runs on me, and then I would try to move up the track and, maybe take their line away a little bit because I think tonight was really about protecting your outside. It was just a whole lot easier to pass on the top, and so I didn't want to give anybody that opportunity. Thankfully, we were able to, hit our marks and didn't give anybody a real shot at, I guess, making a pass on the outside. Adam Cabot had me really concerned with the pit strategy, but my spotter, crew chief, Reggie, he was able to, just dial in the strategy tonight. And as I think we're joined by my buddy Reggie right here, right now. So the fact that we got this guy in here with us, Reggie, just appreciate you taking the time to, come out and spot me. We've accomplished a lot together. This is a special track for us. Reggie
Absolutely.
and I, we won our first NIS top split race here. So Chicago's a good track for us. And then when you got Reggie on the box, calling the pit strategy, know I'm in good hands. I tend to mess up with that area a lot. So super happy that Reggie's here and owe him quite a bit.
Well, after
Absolutely.
concluding the season, Reggie, you've been spotting for him here for the past few races. When we look back at all the highlights that both you guys have had during this season, what race stands out to you guys the most, other than Chicagoland, as something that maybe defined this championship run?
Really the first race of the chase race at Talladega. I knew that for a fact that this championship would be a lock if we had just put ourselves in a good spot, like a good finishing position at Talladega. I already knew it. Like me and Jeff, I mean, we go back with like what he said, NIS, you got to beat the best in order to be the best. And man, like we're like the dynamic duo, really. Like I just tell him just to focus on just race. I'll worry about the rest, and then from there, it's history. I mean, look at us now; we're champions. And you say that I spotted for a few races, but realistically, like honestly, I spotted
He was
for
with
him
me all season long.
all season long. I spotted for him as I'm behind him while I'm in the car. I spotted for him. I even gave him strategy while I'm racing. So it was realistically all throughout the season.
Well, that in itself is dedication, because I can barely do math when I'm a lap down trying to figure out how to get back up there. You guys just put it on another level. Might be letting some secrets out of the bag. I think some of these guys are going to start recruiting some spotters to try to edge you out next season. But nonetheless, season 7 champion Jeff Wright. You guys got anybody you'd like to shout out and thank for this amazing season this year?
Yeah, just Nick Starling again, being the commissioner of the league, if you will, and everybody, all the rest of the league admins as well. Alan Dice, Dallas Sullivan, Jordan Shepler, and Cody Adkins. These guys, to be able to put these events on for us, and like you said, 7 seasons in now, so they're having a success doing it, and this has been, some of the most fun I've had league racing. And so to get a championship in this league when it's super competitive too. I mean, we had a lot of different winners this season. I want to say maybe 10, and there's a lot of guys in here too that didn't win a race that are very, very capable of winning a race too. So every single week, These wins are hard to come by. It feels like it's been a while since I won a league race here. I think it was maybe Nashville. Feels like 2-3 months ago maybe. But these wins are hard to come by, and so the fact that we can get the championship but also win the last race. Me and Reggie were joking. It's like the real life NASCAR. Did they give us a little more horsepower to win the race in the championship like you see in real life? So, no, we're just super thankful for those league admins, that put these events on, and then obviously all the sponsors too for the league. So, you got Martin Sports, for sponsoring this the Cup Series Racing League here at BTDY, Bush League Bound Podcast, Simulators Anonymous, Sailor Tarot Magic, Affinity for Gaming. And then everybody at VSPEED. So, those are the guys behind the scenes. Adam Baker, doing all the graphics. You, Bradley Cooper, and Alec Martinez, you guys in the booth every single week. It's super entertaining to go back and watch, and you guys just do a fantastic job. And we were just super pumped to win the championship. And then, lastly, obviously thanking Reggie right here. My teammate, my spotter, my friend. Reggie's been helping me with strategy all year long, whether he's been on the box or not. Sometimes he's trying to wheel his own car and then, let me know what he thinks the best pit strategy might be. So it's awesome to have a guy like Reggie by our side. And I told Reggie, he's just as much a champion as I am, because without his help, without his pit strategy, I don't think we'd be sitting here.
Well, you hit them all, man. You got every single name. You did it professional level here to win the championship at BTDY. Congratulations, Jeff Wright. Reggie Ortega, we thank you for your time, and we look forward to another great season next year.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Congrats, Jeff.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
So there it is, Season 7 champion, and it was close all season long. Let's bring up those points one more time to give you an idea how close it was. Going into this race, a 45-point gap. Jeff Wright gets on the pole, leads a lap, pretty much seals the deal. It was still mathematically possible for Bailey Turner to get it, but he needed Jeff to pretty much have a bad day, worst day imaginable, and he just didn't have it this season.
Yeah, he didn't. And Jeff was just so consistent all year. I mean, the guy drove a great season all year. I mean, practically his whole season was top 5s and top 10s. So when you race like that and you have that consistency, you're putting up some good numbers to become a champion, and that's exactly what he did. So again, congrats to Jeff. He did a heck of a job, and man, this season was so fun to broadcast, Bradley. I'm glad we were able to do it together, and looking forward to the future that VSPEED's gotten. Appreciate everybody supporting us and watching this entire year, and looking forward to the future of VSPEED and BTDY and all the other racing series we broadcast, because man, it's just been awesome.
Final race results up on the screen. Jeff Wright, your champion's going to bring it home in first position. Adam Cabot, who started back in 7th, just couldn't quite catch that 48. Said he had another gear tonight. 17 car going to bring it home in second position. Seth Hatchell in third after last week's win. He's going to finish the season on a high note. Bailey Turner, our second place points finisher, bringing it home in fourth. Eric Hutton, unfortunate for him with his third place starting spot. And then how about Max Goss coming home in 10th position? He was the first car a lap down, but he was trying to get back on that lead lap with the lucky dog.
Yeah, he did a great job getting top 10 and then up into 11th. Here, Noah Mikulski comes home in 11th. Max Goss teammate. Alan Dice, 12th. Yusuf Ghali, 13th. 14th was Ronnie Osper. 15th, Dallas Sullivan. 16th was Nick Starling. 17th, Jordan Scheffler. 18th, Joshua Banks and Casey Lacadas. Unfortunately, 19th didn't start the race, but man, what a season we were treated to, Bradley. I know the Xfinity cars aren't the greatest cars on iRacing, but man, these guys put on a show pretty much week in and week out. Great racing all around, and just so thankful that we were able to do this. Thank you to Adam for allowing me to come up here and doing this, and you for letting me to come up here and doing this, and the whole BTDY League, and really it's been awesome all year. So man, what a great season, what great racing all year, week in, week out, from Daytona all the way to Chicago. Just awesome racing, and hats off to these guys. Can't wait for next season, different cars. I hope all of y'all are willing to tune in and able to tune in, because it's going to be a heck of a season next year with the next gen and the Gen 4 cars. So just again, thank you, Adam and Bradley, for everything and for the season. So looking forward to next season, looking forward to these next few weeks of racing that we have with other series, and looking forward to broadcasting them with a new partner, Eddie. So Eddie Smith coming on board as well. So I'm looking forward to it, and it's going to be awesome.
We're growing every season. And we hope you enjoyed this season here at BTDY as they continue to grow alongside here with VSPEED. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, 40% of you haven't, so you're not alone, but you should, so you never miss a single race here live on VSPEED. We've got VRX Cup Series Saturday Night Racing League going on for the remainder of this year. VSRL is going to start back up in September. We have the BMW Cup. I believe that goes on Thursday nights. That's still going live.
Too.
On
And the Champion Motorsports, or the Champion Motorsports, Motorsports Racing Series will be on Friday on VSPEED 2 as well. So a lot of different series coming up here and a lot of new names, a lot of new faces, but going to be really good competition. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Well, there you go. Jeff Wright putting the pinnacle on. Capitalization. Never looked back. Leads lap 2 and takes it over from there. Congratulations to Season 7 champion Jeff Wright. And again, thank you everyone that makes our job possible. Adam Baker, yourself, Alec Martinez, and myself, Bradley Cooper, all putting it down out here on VSPEED. We're going to have guys joining us along the way. Kevin Calls TV and Eddie, why is his last name eluding me right now?
Eddie Smith.
Eddie Smith, you said it before and I forgot already. I'm sorry about that, Eddie. But nonetheless, hope you guys can join us for more BTDY and VSPEED broadcast. This is from everyone at VSPEED signing off. Take care, everybody. Have a good weekend.
Here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out the 37.
Oh! Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes Zwack.